The Joe Rogan Experience.
First day was live fire, and that fucking gets you right. You do not fuck around, and they make sure of it. And then I hadn't met Marcus yet, and Foster had drove down, I think, from Texas to New Mexico with Latrell. I was pretty jealous of that. I was like, oh, you got to spend some real time with Marcus. And I was playing Mike, obviously, and who was Marcus's best friend. And so we're on this fucking range doing live fire, like upside down reloads, combat reloads, jamming, blindfold. It was full on. And Emil's actually a great shot. Marcus comes, everything goes full stop. And right when he's coming, there's a PA on the other side, and she's bringing fucking banana shakes out, which is not a good look for these actors. And Marcus looks at these shakes, and he looks at the actors, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? You guys don't get shakes in between. And one of the actors just shamelessly goes up and grabs one of these banana shakes. And he's just talking to Marcus, meeting him for the first time. And I'm like, you might want to put that down. Like, wait till he fucking leaves before.
Yeah.
And then it's just a beautiful experience, man. The second week of training, we were doing Simunitions. Have you done that?
No.
Oh, you would love it. So this will break skin, and they hurt. It's like hard plastic, paint tipped, and they fly like that, right?
They arc?
Yeah.
Because they don't go as fast?
Right. Yeah. And so we have sims now, and Mike my guy decides if we push left, push right, if we engage, get the fuck out of here, let's buy ourselves some time, whatever. I got to make these calls. And so the SEALs are in tally gear, and they're like, go up the mountain.
What's tally gear?
Taliban gear.
Oh.
They're all dressed in tally gear. So we meet up at the bottom of this fucking mountain, and they're all in Taliban gear. And you're like, oh God, we're so fucked. So they're like, give us 10 minutes, and when you get ambushed, we're going to watch, and we're going to engage. And we're going to see what you do, see what you've learned the last week. And you're like, all right, let's go. So it happens, and you're just walking, right? Just like we are in the film. You're just walking and waiting to get ambushed. You know shit's about to hit. And so they hit, and you hit the ground right away to figure out where the bullets are coming. And you can hear them, which really sets you straight. And so I'm looking over at Emil, and I'm like, fucking 12 o'clock. They're just straight up in these trees. I'm like, 12 o'clock, fucking push right. We got to get because we're in this open field. I just got chills. We're in this open field. And I'm like, get the fucking cover, dude. We got to fucking fight our way to cover. And Emil's like taking his time. And he's like, bro, fuck. All right, it's fucking intense. And I'm like, push right. I got Foster behind me, who's like so in it. He's fucking crawling through cactus and like bleeding, and I'm on the ground crawling, screaming at Emil. Marcus comes out full. We got hammered. I literally don't think we got through a mag. Like, and Marcus comes out, and we're not laughing, but it's too light. Like, we're taking it too lightly. And I'm like, Emil, you gotta push, man. If I'm pushing, if I'm telling you. So Marcus comes in, and he's like, full stop. And he goes, I thought he was gonna rip Emil. And he comes over to me, and he's like, is this funny? And I'm like, no, sir. And he's like, do you understand the stakes of this? Like, every one of you are fucking dead. You're all fucking dead. And so he just rips me. He's like, it's your fault. This guy doesn't want to fucking move. Make him move. Like, you're dead. Do you understand that? And I was just like, just leveled, right? And it's a beautiful learning curve for me. And we got better, but I mean, anytime, there's one time, I won't kill you with these stories, but one time I was like fucking proud of myself. Like we got in a ditch. It was too much. Simunition, same thing. And we got in a ditch and we're all here and I'm fucking looking downrange like fucking, we're in one. We're still in a fight. And then no joke, Mark Simos, the sniper SEAL, grabs my fucking shoulder. And he's like, boom. And I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? Like, that's how good these motherfuckers are, man. So it was like, it was just an amazing experience.
When you train for something like that, like how much time is spent? Like when you know you got the role and you know you're going to film, like how much time do you give yourself to prepare for something like that?
Longer. I love prep.
Do you?
So yeah, I do. Yeah.
Why do you love that?
The more time I can root myself into this guy, especially when the stakes are so high like Murph. I mean, physically, I did this little comedy in Canada. And if you watch this movie, and I was training for Lone during this movie. So it's called Skirwink Trail in Newfoundland. Beautiful fucking trail. And it's me, my best friend of 30 years, and my assistant, who is a great guy. And we're training for Lone, getting ready, doing like 50-pound runs, weighted vests, all this kind of stuff, Skirwink Trail. So if you watch this movie, like at the beginning to the end, my body goes from like this to just fucking stacked in this movie. And so there's that, but obviously 90% of this is mental, right? The SEALs. And so I just love that. I love the prep. I love that pressure. Pete did a beautiful thing, bringing 19 guys died on the op in the rescue mission. So it was like he brought all the families. I think it was a week before we hit camera. And man, you know, I'm in the elevator at the Hyatt in Santa Fe or Albuquerque, and I'm fucking nervous. Like throw up nervous because I'm meeting Dan Murphy now. And I'm like, did I do enough? Am I really fucking ready? Am I worthy of this shit? And then we all have that fucking voice in our head that's like, you're a pile of shit. You didn't do enough. You're not ready. And that's why I prep so much, because it's like a fight, right? Mm-hmm. UFC or anything, these guys you prep to eliminate that self-doubt so you can be like, I'm fucking ready for you. You know, so it's the same mentality. And so that was my first words to Dan were like, everything I have into this, I'm going to do it as authentically as I know how. And he was just so fucking gracious with me. Gave Mike's firefighter patch and just told me some amazing stories. And I'm super close with the Murphy family still. But I love prep, man. I think you got to have it, especially with Pete's process. Like, if he's so off the cuff sometimes, and if it's an idea he has on the day, which he really leans into his gut instinct, and obviously that's guided him pretty fucking beautifully, but you just got to be ready for anything. And if you don't prep, you're not rooted. You're not ready for anything, you know? So that one was a special one. Yeah.
Do you when you get into a character, like if you're doing Lone Survivor, do you try to stay in that character all day long? Like, do you break for lunch and just be yourself?
I try for sure, but you
try to stay in the character.
No, I try and be with you in the moment, right, at lunch, and not, even though
it's gotta be weird though.
It is weird because
you're on location.
Yep. On top of the fucking mountain, you're taking the ski lift up there,
and it's so important to be this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're having lunch with the Taliban guys, you know, and they're coming and they're like, "Hey, man, we're big fans."
Oh God!
And you're like, "This is fucking weird."
Yeah, we're supposed to be shooting at each other in 20 minutes.
I'm about to fucking blow your head off, man. And so, I mean, Wahlberg's quite light in between, so that can be infectious in a good way. Ben is very like he carries that weight in a beautiful way. That's why he's so good. Emil's quite light. But yeah, there's definitely a tone, right? especially when you're surrounded by the SEALs. It's such a quick reminder of what you're doing or serving. But yeah, you're up on that mountain having a sandwich, helping camera crew move their shit. And then lunch is always quick. So you're right back into it. And it depends on the day. Like if I know, like the climb up to Murph's death was, you're just carrying more weight that day. You just cannot fuck around with, you better get that fucking right.
Right.
And I remember being, Emil comes up to me and he's like, hey, if we get off tonight, I'll go full circle with this. If we get off tonight, you want to go see Eddie Vedder? And I'm like, fuck yeah. I love me some Vedder. And that was in Albuquerque. And so we go to Vedder, meet him. Vedder calls him up, sings a couple songs to him. It was an unbelievable night. And Pete the next day comes up to me, and we're back up in the mountain doing some, the fall off the cliff. We're doing that the next day. And Pete's like, hey, your death scene, I want to talk about it. And I'm like, all day, what do you want to know? I got some thoughts on it. And, you know, I talked to Marcus in the hotel, and he remembers one specific thing he'd like me to do. And so Murph was pushing himself up with his rifle, climbing up this rock. So I'm like, that's really all I want to make sure for Marcus's sake that I get that in. And he's like, yeah, we're going to shoot this in a parking lot. Just outside off the highway in Albuquerque. And I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, no, I want to control the light and have a beautiful landscape behind Murph. And I'm like, Pete, you're fucking killing me. We're going to do this in a fucking parking lot? And so it was my last day as Murph. And I love music. I'll always have a playlist for whatever character. And Explosions in the Sky, who was at the time Austin-based, great guys, and Pete uses them all the time. And they're just acoustic, no lyrics, they're fucking amazing. And so there's one song that has a heartbeat in it, and that was my song for Murph, and it slows down in it. And so I go, prepping in the trailer, I walk down through this fucking parking lot, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm not in it. I'm not ready for this. And then I'm getting mad at Pete for putting me in a parking lot to do this shit. I'm looking at fucking Sandia Hotel, getting ready to go like this most epic death on, it doesn't get more epic than that guy, really. Right. Put in the tunes, and they built this big stage that was like 4 feet high and the rocks, and then surrounded it by green screen. And cameras on the Phantom camera, which is that uber slow motion. That's where you see the spit coming out of Murph's mouth and all this. And I just broke down. I puddled myself right before. It was just like months and months and months of thinking about it and prepping and putting so much pressure. And then I had explosions in my head, and I was like, God damn, this is too, like, you're overwhelmed with emotion. And Pete comes up and he's like, get it out. And so I took 5 minutes, camera crew's waiting. We did I told Pete I want that rifle to climb up with the rifle. And I think we did 3 takes. And then the camera crew, Jacques, he's a DP. He DP'd American Primeval, but he was a camera op on loan. And he was working that slow-mo camera. And he just goes to Pete. He's like, we've got it. We've got it.
But is it weird watching it on film knowing that you shot it in a parking lot, like trying to...
This is the first time I've told this story. Very much. Like we went and... the first time I saw this film, man, was in... I think it wasn't Redskins. It was Denver. The Broncos. We go and show this to the Broncos. And... Robert Griffin III was the quarterback, I think. Yeah, he was there. And I was with Ben Foster, and Ben had seen it. And I watched it the first time with the Denver fucking Broncos sitting in this theater. And I was a mess. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the pressure, right? I think.
Yeah.
But I
Trying to
love it.
Do it honor.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
And then my first email was to Dan, his dad, and he thanked me, and that's all that really and Marcus. But yeah, they thanked me, and that was really all I fucking need.